Hi, my name is Valerie and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to crochet this turtleneck sweater in a knitted like pattern. To achieve this sweater, you'll have to take measurements for your back, that is from one shoulder to the other, that's for the width of the back. Then you will need the length of your back, that is from your shoulder to the waist where you want it to reach. Then you'll also need the measurements for the arm, that's from one shoulder to the wrist. We will also need the measurements for the circumference of upper arm. I'll be working a reduction on the cuffs, so no need for the measurements. So it's just the body, the width of the back, the length, then the length for the sleeve and the circumference for the sleeve. So that's it for the measurements. Let's see what materials we need to achieve this project. So I'll be working with winter king for play. It's 100% acrylic. I'll need 15.5 skeins of them. I'll need a pair of scissors. I'll need a tape measure. I'll need 3.0 millimeter hook and some stitch markers. I'll also need a darning needle. So let's get started. To start, you will have to make a slip knot and make a foundation chain equivalent to the length of your back. Okay, the length of your back plus 3 more chains. So the 3 more inches. The 3 more inches will help with the shrinkage of your project. So it's the actual measurements plus 3 more inches. Don't forget. So I don't know how many stitches will work for you, but I'll just go ahead and work mine. I'll tell you how many I worked at the end of it. I need 25 inches for my project, so I'll have to work 28 inches. So I've worked a total of 101 stitches, which is equivalent to 28 inches, as you can see. For this project, we are going to be working with half double crochets and slip stitches. So for the first row, we are going to be working with half double crochets. So skip one stitch and in the next stitch, place a half double crochet. And work half double crochets in the rest of the stitch. Not all of them, because you have to leave at least 10 or 8 or 12 stitches at the bottom of this sweater for the ribbing of the hem. So like for my case, I'll be leaving 10 stitches for the ribbing part at the bottom of my sweater. So just go ahead and work slip stitches. And remember to leave some stitches for the ribbing of your hem. Okay? Continue working half double crochets down the row to the last stitch of your half double crochets. So I'll go ahead and work mine off camera and I'll meet you at this point. So I'm right here where our first slip stitch should begin from. So remember to put a stitch marker in the last half double crochet you make. So do not forget. Then work slip stitches to complete your row. I left 10 stitches for my slip stitches, so I don't know how many you left, but for my case there are 10. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn your work. So the second row, we are going to be working slip stitches for the entire row. So the difference is from the second row to the completion of our project, we are going to be working in back loops only. So it's slip stitches for the entire row, and remember it's in back loops. slip stitches for the entire row in back loops. So even though we're working slip stitches for the entire row, remember to put a stitch marker in the last stitch of your slip stitches for the ribbing of your hem. Okay, so that when you turn your work, while you'll be working down your project, you won't have a problem knowing where you should place your last half double crochet. So the pattern is simple. It's half double crochets, then slip stitches. Okay, go ahead and complete your row. I'll also work mine off camera, and I'll meet you at the end of the row to show you what you're supposed to do. Okay, so I'm here at the end of the row. I'll just have to complete and chain 2, then turn my work. So with the third row, we're going to be working half double crochet. So we're just going to be alternating half double crochets and slip stitches. Okay, remember it's in back loops, so it's half double crochet in back loops for the whole row, except for the ribbing at the bottom of our sweater. Okay, I hope you remember that, don't forget. So it's just half double crochets down the project. Very simple, right? By now you should be able to see the ribbing effect on your project. Okay, so that's how your work should be looking like. Go ahead and complete the row. I'll meet you down here. I'm right here at the end of the row to show you again how to complete this row. So remember to put a stitch marker in the last half double crochet before you work your slip stitches. So after the last stitch, you chain 1 and turn your work, then work slip stitches for the entire row. But remember to put a stitch marker in the last stitch of your slip stitch for the hem. Okay, then work slip stitches up your project. So it's slip stitches way up to the end of the row. Very simple. The pattern is so simple. You just have to work a row of half double crochets, then a row of slip stitches. So I'm here again at the end of the row of our slip stitches. So at the end of it, chain 2, then turn your work, then work half double crochets in back loops, half double crochets in back loops down your project. Okay, half double crochets, back loops down your project to the last half double crochet stitch before you begin the hem part of slip stitches. So the pattern is so simple, and I hope by now you're seeing the ribbing effect. So go ahead and complete your row. I'll meet you down here. I'm here again to show you how to complete the row. So you just put a stitch marker in your last half double crochet, then you work your slip stitches to complete the row. So if you happen not to have stitch markers, you can use a different colored yarn, okay? So at the end of each row, you chain one and turn your work, then slip stitches and back loops for the entire row, okay? Remember to put a stitch marker in your last slip stitch for your hem. So you can be marking your stitches in whichever way you wish, just as long as you remember. Remember, our sweater needs 2 panels, okay? 2 panels for the body of our sweater, which will have 3 parts: the shoulder part and the neck part. So to get the measurements for the shoulder parts, you'll have to take the measurements for your width minus 6, which is the neck part, divide by 2. So for my case, my width was 23 inches. So I'll have to take 23 minus 6, then divide by 2, which will give me 8.5 inches. So my one shoulder part should be 8.5 inches. So I'll leave you to go ahead and work your one shoulder part, and I'll go work mine off camera, and I'll come back with it to show you, okay? That's a simple math. I believe you can do it. So go ahead and work your shoulder part, and I'll work mine off camera, and I'll come back to show you how it looks like. I'm back with my shoulder part. So this is how it's looking like, and that's 8.5 inches. So just what I need. So for the neck part, we are not going to complete our rows. We are going to leave 5 stitches for the entire part of our neck. So we will be working, but we want to be completing our rows. So this is what I mean. We leave those 5 stitches, you chain 2 and turn your work, okay? So chain 2 and turn your work. Do not complete your row. So the pattern is the same. The only thing that has changed is the fact that for the neck part, our rows are going to be incomplete. For the entire part, our rows are going to be incomplete. So just remember, the pattern is the same. The only thing that maybe should get you worried is the fact that you're not going to be completing our rows, but it's not something to worry about because it's something that you can do it. It's so simple. So just go ahead and complete the row as we've been doing, because the pattern is the same. I'll be completing this row off camera, so go ahead and complete yours, okay? The pattern is the same, so I'll leave you to go ahead and work the 6 inches part for your neck, and I'll work mine off camera, and I'll come back to show you how it looks like, okay? I'm back with my done neck part. So that's 6 inches, and that's how it should be looking like, okay? So for the other shoulder part, I'm going to show you how you'll do it. So remember, we left the 5 stitches on the other side. That means that we will have to complete the row that we are working on by chaining 5 stitches, okay? So those are 5 stitches. Then chain 2 more and turn your work. So you'll now work half double crochets just as we've been doing. The pattern is still the same. Work your half double crochets down the project. Remember, you're working in back loops, okay? So I think I'm going to leave you to complete the project, I mean the panel, and I'm going to complete mine and work the other one. You'll also have to work the other panel. You'll just have to use the same pattern that we've used here and the same measurements that you were using while working on your pattern, And when I come back, I'll come back with all my pattern, I mean all my panels, and I'll show you how to join them so that we can work now our sleeves. Okay. So I'm back with my all done panel, and that's 23 inches, just as I needed. I'll go ahead and show you how to join the panels. I hope you've worked your second panel. So here is my second panel, and I'll just have to place them with the right side facing each other. Okay, the right side should face each other, so the wrong side should face you when you place them. Remember, we will be working from the wrong side of our work, okay, of our project, I mean. So the measurements that you took for the circumference of your upper arm are the ones that we need here. So you'll have to take those measurements, divide by 2, then mark half on each panel. So go ahead and do the same for the other side, and then I'll show you how to join the two. Okay. I'm here to show you how I'll be joining my work. I'll be using a darning needle to join my work. So it's just simple. It's something that one can do without even being showed how to do it. Okay. So just go ahead and join them together. I'll meet you at the end of it. Okay. At the underarm. And you'll also have to do the same for the other part, because I won't be showing you here. So after joining this, you'll go ahead and join the other part, and then I'll show you how to join the neck part so that we can now go ahead and work our sleeves. So let's join together these neck parts so that we can now go ahead and work our sleeves. So we're just doing the same thing. We're just joining with the darning needle. For this part, you will be working twice in the ridges. I mean the space between the ridges. Okay, just twice in those middle spaces. Do not work on top of the ridge. Okay, work in the spaces between the ridges twice. Just find any stitch as long as it's not on top of the ridge. I don't know how to call the raised parts, that's why I'm just calling them the ridges. So I hope you understand. Go ahead and complete, and then work the other part, the other shoulder part, and I'll meet you to show you how to attach our sleeves, how to work our sleeves, okay? So for the sleeves, you'll have to attach your yarn underarm and make a slip knot. Then make a chain equivalent to the measurements that you took for the length of your arm, plus 3 more inches, just like we did with our body. Remember, with the body of the sweater, that's what I mean. So it's the actual measurements for the length of your sleeve, for the length of your arm, then plus 3 more inches. Simple as that, okay? I hope you understand. I need 22 inches for my sleeves, so those are 23, so I'll work 2 more. Yeah, now those are enough for me, okay? I don't know how many are enough for you. So we will begin with working. For the first row, we're going to begin with working our curves. So for our curves, we're going to work slip stitches. So I'll be working slip stitches in 10 stitches, then put a stitch marker and continue with half double crochets, just like we were doing with the body of the sweater. Okay, 10 slip stitches, then continue with half double crochets. So for the slip stitches are for the curves. Remember to put a stitch marker in the last slip stitch you make, okay? I feel like this is the simplest pattern I have ever used. So just go ahead and work your way up. I'll meet you at the end of the row to show you how to how to attach on the border of your shoulders, okay? The pattern is simple, so I believe you won't have any problem working it. So I'm here again at the end of the row to show you how to complete your row. So normally I work my projects in, I work my sleeves, I attach my sleeves in anti-clockwise direction, but for this case I'll be attaching my sleeves on the border in a clockwise direction because I want the ribbing effect to be on the right side of my project, okay? So we are going to be working in a clockwise direction. So just work 2 slip attach by using 2 slip stitches. So that's the first slip stitch. Work the second slip stitch. And then remember the last stitch of your half double crochets. I have lost my stitch markers. I don't know where they are, but don't lose yours. Mark your last half double crochet stitch so that you won't be working in the wrong stitches. Just remember the 2 stitches that you worked on the border do not count as stitches, so don't work in them. That's why I'm saying you have to mark your last half double crochet stitch, okay? So otherwise the pattern is the same. So I'm right here at the end of the row. I'll just remove my 1 stitch marker that I'm left with and complete my row with slip stitches, okay? So for the sleeves we are going to be working 3 complete rows, then we do a reduction on the curves by not completing the 4th row. Let's complete the row. I'll tell you more about the reduction part when we are on the reduction row. So just complete the row by chaining 1 and turning your work slip stitches in the first 10 stitches, mark your last slip stitch, then work the half double crochet part. It's the same as we were doing before, so there is nothing different here. I mean, there is nothing new for you. Okay, so just continue working as we've been doing. I mean, working half double crochet on your way up until you reach the border. So I can show you again how to attach your work on the border. Okay, here at the border again, so pay attention. Make sure you work in all of your stitches. Okay, then attach into slips, I mean by slip stitching twice on the border in 2 different stitches, by the way. Then your next row should begin from your last half double crochet stitch. Go ahead and complete your row. I'll meet you at the end of it, right here at the end of the row. So this is our 4th row, and remember what I said about the 4th row. The 4th row is not supposed to be complete. Okay, we're supposed to work a reduction on the curves, so we're not going to complete this row. So just chain 2, then turn your work. Okay, do not complete your row. So continue working half double crochets on your way up to the border. Then when you turn your work, it's when you will have to complete your row. Okay, so it's 3 rows, then the 4th row incomplete. That's how we're going to be making the reduction for our curves. We want them to be at least tight, not too wide. But if you want them to be wide, you can skip the reduction part. But if you want them to be a bit tight, you can just work the reduction part. Okay, go ahead and complete your row, then work the next row down your project. I'll meet you at the curves to show you how to complete the row that we left incomplete. Okay, so we're here again. I want to show you how to complete the row. It's not so complicated, it's simple. So you'll just have to remove your stitch marker here and work your slip stitches. Remember to return the stitch mark after removing it. So work your slip stitches to the end of the row, then chain 1 and turn your work and complete as we've been doing. So remember, it's 3 rows, then the 4th row incomplete, 3 rows, then the 4th row incomplete, then you complete it. It's simple, the pattern is simple. Okay, so just work your slip stitches up the project, and I mean work your 10 slip stitches and work your half double crochets, and when you turn your work, you work slip stitches just like we've been doing with the body, except for this, for the sleeves. Now we are working a reduction at the curves, but it's nothing complicated, it's so simple. I'm going to work my way to the reduction row, so you'll go ahead and work yours, and we will meet there to show you again how to work the reduction part. Okay, So let's complete the row and see. So I'm here at the end of my row. Okay, I happened to get my stitch marker. So that's how you're supposed to mark your work. Okay, you're supposed to begin from the last half double crochet. Your row should begin from your last double crochet stitch. Okay, so work your way down. I'll meet you at the cuffs to show you how to complete, to show you how to do reduction again. So I'm here again on the reduction row, so just chain 2 and turn your work. Don't complete the row. Okay, so this is the pattern for the sleeve. Okay, you will be working 3 complete rows, and the 4th one you work it incomplete. Okay, you work 3 complete rows, then the 4th row you work it incomplete to make the curves look smaller or be tighter. Okay, but if you want them to be wide, don't work the reduction part. You can just skip the reduction part and complete all of your rows. So go ahead and complete your whole sleeve. I'm going to work mine too off camera, and I'll be back with the complete piece of it to show you again how to join it. Okay, so I'm back with my whole done sleeve. So I'll be joining it. I'll be using again a darning needle. So you'll have to turn your work the wrong side out so that you can work from the wrong side. Okay, so just turn your work and join the two using a darning needle, or you can use slip stitches, but for my case I'm just going to be using a darning needle. So that's it for my sleeve. So I think after completing this sleeve, I'll leave you to go ahead and work the other sleeve because I have worked mine already. So you'll just go ahead and work yours, and then when you come back we will be working on our neck. Okay, so just go ahead and sew them together and then work the other sleeve using the same exact measurements and pattern that we used on this one. It's simple, the pattern is simple, and you will make it. Okay, you can do it. So after completing this, you work the other sleeve, and when you come back we will be working on the neck, on our neck part. So this is how it looks like after you join it together. See, it looks so pretty. So go ahead and work the other sleeve, and when you come back we will be working the neck part. Okay, I'm here again to show you how to work the neck. Okay, so for the neck we are going to work single crochets around, 1 single crochet in each space between the ridges. Okay, so we're going to work single crochets around, and then we will make a chain that will be equivalent to the length that we need for our neck, the length that should be long enough to be foldable. Remember, it's a turtleneck, so it should be foldable. Okay, So I'll just join them by slip stitching, then make a chain, as I had said earlier, long enough to be foldable for the neck. So I'll make a chain of 30 stitches, then plus 2, 30 stitches plus 2. Okay, so I don't know how many you'll need, but for me I need 30 of them. So I'll just go ahead and work my 30 stitches, then plus 2, because I'll be working the first row of double crochets. So I'll just go ahead and work my double crochets, I mean my half double crochets. I'm sorry about that. I'm also sorry about my focus my camera focus. Okay, so I'll just these are just simple half double crochets. So yeah, so I'll just work my half double crochets down the border, after which I'll attach them just like we were doing with the sleeves. You attach them by slip stitching twice on the border, then turning your work, also working the slip stitches, then turning half double crochets, turning slip stitches. Yeah, that's how simple this pattern is. So I'm here. So for this one now we're going to work in anti-clockwise direction, because we want the ribbing effect when we fold our sweater, it should be on the outside. Okay, so that's why we're going to be working in anti-clockwise direction. We are going to be attaching it on the border in anti-clockwise direction. Remember that, don't forget. Okay, so the pattern is the same: half double crochets, slip stitches, half double crochets, slip stitches. The only thing that I needed to tell you here is this one, you'll have to join it in anti-clockwise direction on the border. Okay, because we want the ribbing effect to be on the outside when we fold our neck. So just go ahead and work the rest of the neck, and I guess I'll see you at the end of it to show you again how to join it, and I think our work will be done. So just remember, we are working in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, that's the main thing that you need to remember. We are working in anti-clockwise direction. I've completed working on my rows, so I'm just going to sew them together. I hope we are all together. So we're going to sew them together using a darning needle, just as we were doing with the body and the sleeves. Okay, so just go ahead and join them together, and then you fasten off your work if you've not been fastening off. For me, I've been fastening off mine. So after doing that, your work will be ready to be tried on. So that's it for the sweater. It's so simple. It's so simple to make. It's even beginner friendly. So I hope you enjoyed making it. So just complete it and you can try it on. Okay, So if you've not subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, because I have so many tutorials that are coming, and the only way I'll be motivated to post more is when you subscribe to my channel. Okay, also you can give this video a like if you like it. You can leave a comment just to tell me where you think maybe I need some improvement, or if you complimenting my work, you know. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and bye. See you in the next tutorial, which is coming soon, very soon.